The Level Resources feature delays and splits resource assignments to help you get rid of overallocations. If you level your entire project, don't expect Microsoft Project to figure out everything you hoped it would do. In many cases, it delays some assignments for eons or splits tasks into teensy pieces so resources have to keep jumping back and forth between tasks. With Project 2010, you can focus leveling on specific tasks or resources so you can level the items that are giving you the most trouble. The Leveling Gantt chart view helps you see the results of leveling right away. That way, you can undo the leveling if you want to try different options or level different parts of your project. On the Resource tab, click the View down arrow and choose Leveling Gantt. On the ribbon, you see Level Selection, Level Resource, and Level All. If you want to level the entire project, you click Level All. If you have a few resources in great demand, you can select those resources and then click Level Resource. In this project, the tasks for evaluating lease sites and identifying costs have a lot of resource overallocations. You can tell Project to level just those tasks. Select the tasks that you want to level. You drag over the task IDs from Evaluate Lease Sites down to Hire Contractors. And once the tasks are selected, you can click Level Selection. The green bars show the original dates for the tasks. The blue bars show the leveled schedule. For example, Finalize Lease and Identify Additional Costs both have leveling delay lines in front of them. In fact, the Finalize Lease task has moved later by about a month. The Estimate Cost task has a split in it. That's to give the Relo PM time to identify additional costs. The Inventory Office task has a longer duration. That's because the Relo Assistance assignment was delayed until the second part of the Estimate Cost task. As you can see, the leveling feature sticks to delays and splits to get rid of overallocations. Before you level resources, you can consider other ways to remove overallocations. For example, in earlier movies, you learned how to add resources to tasks to reduce the time overallocated resources have to work. Or you could replace resources with people with more available time. Or use work contours. If you don't like the leveling results you see, on the Quick Access toolbar, you can click Undo to undo the leveling command. Or, as an alternative, if you've leveled, you can also click Clear Leveling on the Resource tab. And then choose Entire Project and click OK. Leveling options let you control some aspects of project's leveling strategies. Click Leveling Options. The Resource Leveling dialog box opens. When you choose leveling options, Project uses the same settings each time you level until you choose different options. Your first choice is automatic or manual. The manual option is the smart choice because you don't want Project to level assignments after every little change you make to your project. When you select the manual option, you simply click a level command on the ribbon to tell the program to do its leveling magic. The next choice can have a huge effect on how much Project has to level. You already know that overallocations can work themselves out over time. A resource could be overallocated on Monday and have free time on Thursday. If you level using longer time periods, Project may have fewer overallocations to deal with. In the Look for Overallocations on a Day-by-Day Basis box, choose the longest time period you're comfortable with. Week by week works for most projects. Click the down arrow and choose the time frame you want. Turn on the Clear Leveling Values Before Leveling checkbox. That tells Project to remove any previous leveling delays. Starting from scratch each time you level is usually the best approach, so you see the changes that Project makes more easily. However, if you added some leveling delays manually, you might want to turn the checkbox off. Project automatically selects the Level Entire Project option. You can choose the level option if you want to set a date range, for example, to level just the phase of the project you're working on now. The leveling order is set to standard initially, and that's what you want unless you decide to assign priorities to tasks. Project turns off the level only within available slack checkbox initially. This setting removes all overallocations and pushes the project finish date out as much as it has to. If you're trying to remove overallocations without moving the finish date, turn this checkbox on. That way, project levels only if the leveling doesn't push the finish date out. Project also turns on the leveling can adjust individual assignments on a task checkbox, so it levels only the assignments that overallocate resources, and that's usually what you want. When you turn on the leveling can create splits in remaining work checkbox, project can split or delay tasks that haven't started, and add splits to the remaining work for tasks in progress. With the checkbox turned on, project doesn't use splits, so a resource can complete work without stopping. Unfortunately, that usually pushes tasks out to something close to the end of time. Project turns on the Level Manually Scheduled Task checkbox, which is what you want. Manually scheduled tasks tend to result in more overallocations than auto-scheduled ones. When you're done setting all your options, click OK to close the dialog box. Then you can click a leveling command to start leveling with the new options. Leveling takes a lot of factors into account. The best way to get the results you want is to level small portions of your project at a time, a few tasks, or a few resources. You can also choose leveling options to give project hints about how you want it to level your project. And remember, if you don't like the results, press Ctrl-Z or click Undo to undo them and try again.